Hello, everyone. This is Mike from Dimensional Walking. So, today I want to talk about AI, our future with AI, and possible alien encounters, or alien contact, or alien communication. All those. So, let's talk first of all about AI. As you probably have seen over the last weeks, months, there's been an increase in the media and articles in newspapers and etc. About AI and its impact on humans going forward. There's a lot of fear that AI is going to take over jobs and do complex jobs that we were never thinking they would do. I mean, now they can make automobiles. Yes, there are people next to them doing some placing things in, etc., that the computers have not, or AI has not figured out how to do. But it's getting more and more sophisticated. It's pretty incredible what AI is doing nowadays and what AI will do in the future. So, and at first everybody was talking about, oh, it's something that, people that are wealthy will be able to use. And, will AI, the question is always, will AI be a servant, a slave? Where is it going to fit into our society? Well, I think we have to be a little bit on the careful side. I think AI uh, can get to a point where maybe they don't need us anymore. I believe that is the future. Is that going to be the future in the next 30, 40, 50 years? Probably not. But I think they're going to take their share of society. Um, with that said, there was just a recent article about that guy. I think his name was Blake Lemon, who was a software engineer for Google. And actually, he's the ex software engineer. I guess they fired him because he came and made a statement. And of course, it was one of those flashy statements that traveled around the earth in 12 seconds because it was pretty profound. And he said that he had determined that we already had a AI intelligent being, basically a sentient being that could think for itself. And he felt that they had in his software lab had created it already. And he even went as far as saying that it had the emotions of an 8-year old, and the intelligence, pretty spectacular intelligence, to a point that when people would write tweets about him, it would actually answer these tweets, and seemed to be somewhat almost emotional about the answers. So of course Google, and rightfully so, they had to deny that this is even possible, and that they didn't have anything, and that they're going to have to fire this guy, and they did. They fired him. But I mean, the article and the news time and the media time this guy got from what he said was pretty incredible. But it's just a warning for the future, because it's coming. It's not going to be stopped. I mean, I'm sure that we will probably put laws in and monitoring this, etc. But there will be a day, and I would say it's probably going to be by the turn of the next century, where we're going to have to really come to grips with AI. There's a lot of things that are existential threats to humanity, and I think right now AI isn't at the top, but I think it's going to move up the ladder. We got climate change, we got wars, we got our own issues between humans against humans in other areas besides war. Um, there's just all kinds of. Maybe we may even have an alien invasion or something. I mean, there's people talking about that now. I've talked about it in some posts and videos I've done. But it's moving up the ladder. It's definitely moving up the ladder. Now, we obviously know that in the last 5 to 10 years, there's been a lot of, we've been building AI, computerized heart monitors, things that are put inside of us that enhance our life and keep us alive and moving. And that's just going to continue. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to continue. I saw there was an article back. There's a consulting firm in England that said that they did their own research and study that they felt that before the year 2100, in fact, I think they were talking. Let me back up. I think actually they were talking about 2050, where they thought that 75% of the work. Now, these consultants were legal consultants. They felt that 75% of lawyers or attorneys' work would be eventually done by AI, and so that's going to put a lot of attorneys out of a job. But and I think that's just an example. That would have been one I never would have thought of. I understood the manufacturing jobs. Obviously, we've all heard about automobiles and now trucks that are going to be driven by AI, and so it's pretty fantastical what has happened even the last 20 years or so with AI. Just think what's going to happen in the next 30 or 40 years. It's just going to accelerate, and I think we have to, if we want to keep humanity going, we have to watch this and monitor it because we can't let it get away from us. The other thing was there was also some really interesting predictions, and I kind of would rather lean towards this, that probably in the next 20 years, we'd probably be ingesting or putting into our bloodstream some nanobots that literally would increase or actually develop billions of neuron connectors that would really make us into a supercomputer. And I think to a certain extent, I kind of like that a little bit better because we still got that humanness to us, even though we're going to be made into a supercomputer. So we'd be kind of like a hybrid, human / AI. And I think that's more or less like sort of like Elon Musk sort of wants to go in that direction. That would personally make me feel a little more comfortable than just strictly AI. Kind of doing whatever they want to do, and one day waking up and says, we don't need humans anymore, so let's eliminate the humans. And as weird as that sounds, and you don't think it'll happen, it would happen. It would happen. There's no doubt in my mind. So, I guess with that said, let's talk briefly about my feelings of AI and alien encounters or alien communication. I've always believed, and I've written about it over the years, that we were never going to be as intelligent enough to stand eyeball to eyeball or whatever with aliens. They were way too far advanced. We were not going to be able to catch up, even though we've used some of their technology in the last 50 years to build our computers and build our technologies to go to other planets. We were never going to be able to go toe-to-toe with them. But I think AI will. I think our AI, if we can control it, will be able to communicate directly and on a really, really equal kind of footing with aliens. And again, aliens have all different levels of intelligence, just like humans do. But I think really that's where AI could really be a plus for us, because it would enhance our ability to communicate with alien beings. And if we can communicate with them, we can befriend them, I guess, if that's what they're looking for. Or I know we don't want to, get on their bad side for sure. But anyways, I think AI would be the way to go, as long as we can control the AI. That's the trick. Anyways, with all that said, that's about it. Anyways, you take it easy. I thank you. If you want to communicate with us, You can do it through a private email through dementiawalking@gmail.com. If you want to comment, you can comment here, or you can, if you like us, and please subscribe. We need your subscriptions, and I appreciate it. You have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much. Bye bye.